Imagine a solitary traveler lost in the middle of an infinite, scorching expanse of sand, where the horizon is nothing but a shimmering, terrifying blur of heat and total despair. This man has not just been walking for hours, he has been walking for days under a sun that feels less like a celestial star and more like a cruel, heavy hammer beating down on his resolve, crushing his spirit with every agonizing step. His skin is cracked and burned from the exposure, his lips are parched and bleeding, and his entire body is screaming the desperate language of survival, begging for moisture, begging for relief, begging for an end to the suffocating suffering. The silence of the desert is heavy, a crushing physical weight that swallows all hope and regurgitates only isolation and fear. He is completely, utterly alone in a landscape that seems vast, ancient, and indifferent to his fragile existence. He reaches the breaking point, that fragile psychological edge where the human spirit usually shatters under the pressure of the physical reality, where the mind snaps and surrenders to the void. He collapses to his knees in the dust, his energy spent, his vision tunneling into darkness. But in this precise moment of total depletion, instead of screaming at the sky or cursing his fate, instead of giving up, he does something that defies all human logic and all survival instincts. He closes his gritty eyes, quiets his trembling breath, and whispers a declaration into the silent void. He says, "Thank you." He says, "Thank you for the water that I am about to drink." He does not say it as a desperate plea. He does not say it as a trembling question. He says it as a cold, hard fact. In the theater of his mind, he feels the cool, crisp, life-saving sensation of water rushing down his throat, soothing the fire in his chest. He feels the relief washing over his cells, hydrating his tissues. He feels the salvation before a single cloud has appeared in the blue, empty sky. He generates the emotional signature of gratitude for a reality that has not yet manifested in the physical world. That night, the atmosphere shifts. The air pressure drops suddenly, the wind changes direction. The sky breaks open and rain floods the desert. It did not rain because he was lucky. It did not rain because he begged. It rained because he became the vibrational match for water. He collapsed the timeline between the desire and the result by feeling the gratitude in advance. Most of us, if we are truly honest with ourselves, are walking through our own personal deserts right now. You might be walking through a financial desert, a dry landscape of scarcity where the numbers never seem to add up, where the debt feels like a mountain and the horizon of abundance feels impossibly far away. You might be walking through a desert of loneliness, seeking a connection that feels like a mirage, always shimmering in the distance but disappearing just as you get close enough to touch it. Or perhaps you are wandering in a desert of the body, navigating a health challenge that has left you feeling betrayed by your own biology, tired and worn down. As we walk these arid paths, we have been trained by society, by our parents, and by our schools to look up at the universe and demand proof before we believe. We stand with our arms crossed, skeptical and defensive, and we say, "Give me the money, and then I will feel secure." We say, "Bring me the love, and then I will feel worthy." We say, "Heal my body, and then I will feel grateful." We treat gratitude like a business transaction, a receipt that we only sign after the package has been delivered and inspected. We have been conditioned by a materialist, Newtonian world to believe that the external reality is the cause and our internal emotion is the effect. We believe that we are victims of circumstance, helpless leaves blowing in the wind of fate, waiting for something outside of us to change so that we can finally feel good inside. But this is the great illusion. This is the backwards equation that keeps humanity stuck in a perpetual loop of waiting, wanting, and suffering. The quantum field, that invisible web of infinite intelligence that connects every atom, every electron, and every star in the universe, does not work that way. It does not respond to what you want. It does not respond to what you need. It responds to who you are. It responds to the signal you are broadcasting every single second of every single day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. When you wait for the evidence before you feel the gratitude, you are broadcasting a signal of lack. You You are telling the universe that you do not have it. You are screaming into the void that you are empty, that you are separated from your desire. And because the quantum field is a perfect, neutral, non-judgmental mirror, it reflects that signal back to you with terrifying precision. It gives you more lack. It gives you more waiting. It gives you more distance between you and your desire. You are essentially affirming to reality that you are a victim of time, waiting for a rescue that has not arrived. But what if you could flip the script? What if you realize that gratitude is not a reaction to the past, but a powerful creation of the future? What if you understood that the moment you feel the authentic, heart-opening, tear-jerking emotion of gratitude for something that has not happened yet, you are hacking the matrix. You are bypassing the linear illusion of time. In the quantum realm, there is no past and there is no future. There is only one eternal, pulsating moment of now. All possibilities exist simultaneously in this now. The version of you that is wealthy exists right now. The version of you that is healed exists right now. The version of you that is deeply in love exists right now. They are like radio stations broadcasting on different frequencies, playing their songs simultaneously. The only reason you are not hearing their music is because your internal dial is tuned to the static of struggle and the noise of scarcity. Gratitude is the hand that reaches out and turns the dial. When you generate the feeling of the wish fulfilled, when you give thanks before the harvest, you are signaling to the field that the event has already occurred. You are vibrating at the frequency of completion. And because the universe seeks coherence, because it seeks to match the inner world with the outer world, it begins to rearrange the furniture of your reality to match your new vibration. Consider the mechanics of your own existence. You perceive your body as solid matter. You feel the chair you are sitting on. You see the walls around you. But physics tells us a completely different story. If you were to look at yourself under a microscope powerful enough to see the fundamental building blocks of reality, deeper than the cell, deeper than the molecule, deeper than the atom, you would see that you are 99.99999% empty space. You are not a solid object. You are a cloud of energy. You are a swarm of information. You are a song made of light and vibration holding a pattern, and you are constantly transmitting. Your thoughts are the electrical charge that sends the signal out into the field. Your emotions are the magnetic charge that draws the experience back to you. Together, your thoughts and emotions create an electromagnetic field that surrounds your physical body. This field is your personal atmosphere. It is your quantum signature. It is the energetic address where you live in the multiverse. Now, imagine the quantum field as a massive cosmic delivery system. It is the ultimate global positioning system, but it does not work with street names or zip codes or city lines. It works with vibrational coordinates. Every potential experience has a specific frequency. Abundance has a frequency. Health has a frequency. Freedom has a frequency. These are high, coherent, orderly vibrations. Lack, fear, anger, and impatience also have frequencies. They are jagged, incoherent, and chaotic. The problem is that most people desire a high-frequency life, but they are broadcasting from a low-frequency address. They are standing in the basement of fear, shouting an order to the penthouse of abundance. The delivery system cannot find them. You cannot receive a Channel 5 broadcast on a Channel 1 television. It is a mismatch of physics. Gratitude is the elevator that moves you from the basement to the penthouse. When you practice the art of deep, visceral gratitude, you are changing your energetic address. You are synchronizing your personal field with the field of your desire. This is not just poetic language. This is biological precision. Research has shown that when a person feels genuine appreciation, the rhythm of their heart changes. It shifts from a jagged, erratic pattern, which is called incoherence, to a smooth, beautiful, sine wave pattern, which is called coherence. When your heart enters this state of coherence, it sends a signal to your brain to relax. It tells the nervous system that the danger has passed. It tells the survival centers to stand down. It activates the higher centers of the brain where creativity, intuition, and inspiration live. But more importantly, this heart coherence amplifies your magnetic field. It makes your signal strong. It makes your signal clear. Think of it like this. If you are trying to manifest something while you are stressed or desperate, your signal is like static noise. It is a garbled radio transmission that the universe cannot decipher. But when you enter the state of gratitude, your signal becomes a laser beam. It becomes a pure, unadulterated tone. You are broadcasting the signal of I am whole, I am abundant, I am ready. There is no static, there is no interference, and the field receives this instruction with perfect clarity. Manifestation is not about attracting something from the outside in. That is the old Newtonian model that implies the thing you want is separate from you, and you must drag it closer with effort and force. The quantum model is about tuning into the reality where you and the desire are already one. When you say thank you for your perfect health while your body is still showing symptoms, you are telling the quantum positioning system that you are located at the coordinates of perfect health. You are claiming that territory. You are planting your flag. And once you anchor yourself there with the emotion of gratitude, the external world must begin to reorganize itself to match that location. It is a law of nature. Resonance causes attraction. You are the tuning fork. Your desire is the other tuning fork. If you want the desire to vibrate in your physical reality, you must strike your own fork first. You must become the note you want to hear. Now we must go deeper into the mystery and speak of the observer effect. In quantum physics, experiments have shown that subatomic particles exist in a state of infinite potential until they are observed. They are not solid things. They are waves of probability. An electron can be in place A, place B, or place C, all at the same time. It is a ghost of possibility. It only snaps into a specific location. It only becomes a particle when a conscious observer looks at it. The act of observation collapses the wave into a particle. This is happening in your life every single second. You are the observer. Your life is the cloud of probability, and the way you observe your life determines which probability collapses into your reality. Most people observe their lives through the lens of the past. They wake up and remember their problems. They remember their pain. They remember who they were yesterday. By doing this, they are observing the same reality into existence over and over again. They are collapsing the wave into the same particle of struggle. They are trapping themselves in a time loop of their own making. Gratitude is a new way of observing. When you look at your life through the lens of gratitude, you are essentially observing the potential of good. You are looking for the evidence of abundance. You are looking for the evidence of love. And because you are looking for it, you are collapsing the wave of reality into a configuration that matches that search. Inside your brain, there is a bundle of nerves called the Reticular Activating System. This system acts as a filter for your reality. Your senses take in millions of bits of data every single moment. If your brain processed all of it, you would short circuit. So the Reticular Activating System acts like a bouncer at a nightclub. It decides what gets in and what stays out, and its instructions are very simple. It lets in whatever matches your beliefs and your focus. If you believe the world is scarce and you feel ungrateful, your filter will literally block out opportunities. You could walk right past the solution to your problem and not see it. Your eyes will see it physically, but your brain will delete it from your conscious awareness because it does not match your program of lack. You are blind to the blessings because your frequency is tuned to the burdens. But when you practice deep gratitude, you reprogram the filter. You give the bouncer a new guest list. You say, look for the good, look for the growth, look for the magic. Suddenly, your reality seems to change. You notice a conversation that sparks an idea. You see a job posting you would have missed. You meet a stranger who changes your life. The world did not suddenly change. The opportunities were always there. They were floating in the quantum wave, waiting for you to observe them. Gratitude wiped your lenses clean. It allowed you to see the timeline that was running parallel to your struggle all along. This connects to the theory of the multiverse, the idea that there are infinite versions of you existing simultaneously. There is a version of you on page 1 who is depressed and broke. There is a version of you on page 50 who is stable. And there is a version of you on page 100 who is thriving, wealthy, enlightened, and free. All these pages exist right now. You are simply reading page 1. Gratitude is how you turn the page. When you feel grateful for the abundance that has not arrived yet, you are resonating with page 100. You are connecting with the identity of that version of you. You are merging with that self. And as you hold that frequency, the scenes from page 100 begin to bleed into your reality. But this journey is not without its challenges. Once you begin to shift your observation, you enter a transition zone. You have left the old shore of your familiar suffering, but you have not yet arrived at the new shore of your manifestation. You are in the middle of the river. This is where the momentum begins to build, but it is also where the resistance creates its loudest noise. When you first start practicing this quantum gratitude, it takes effort. It feels like pushing a stalled car up a hill. You have to consciously stop your negative thoughts. You have to manually generate the feeling of thanks. It consumes energy, but if you persist, eventually the engine catches. You start to see small results, a tiny synchronicity, a moment of unexpected peace, a small financial win. This is the universe giving you a feedback signal. It is saying, I hear you, keep going. If you seize that moment and pour more gratitude onto it, if you say yes and thank you and ask for more, you accelerate the loop. Belief feeds emotion. Emotion feeds the field. The field feeds the reality. Reality feeds the belief. The cycle becomes self-sustaining. You begin to build a gravitational well of positivity. Instead of a downward spiral of anxiety, you create an upward spiral of ascension. You become a magnet. Things start finding you. You do not have to chase the opportunities because they orbit you. Your energetic mass has increased. You are becoming a heavy object in the quantum field, bending space and time around your coherence. However, this is also the danger zone where 90% of people fail. Your old identity, the one addicted to struggle and the chemicals of stress, does not want to die. The ego clings to the familiar, even if the familiar is toxic. As you start to change, your old self will launch an extinction burst. It will throw up old fears. It will point out every flaw in your plan. It will scream at you and say, who do you think you are? This is not working. Look at the bill that is still unpaid. This is the time buffer. In the physical dimension, there is a lag time. You plant a seed and it does not become a tree tomorrow. There is a gap between the planting and the harvest. In that gap, doubt is the pesticide. If you plant the seed of gratitude on Monday and then pour the acid of doubt on it on Tuesday because you did not see a sprout, you kill the process. You reset the timeline. You go back to zero. The master understands the buffer. The master knows that the invisible work is happening underground. Just because you cannot see the roots does not mean they are not growing. The gratitude must be sustained through the silence. You must be grateful in the dark. This requires a death. You have to let the old you die. The version of you that complains, that gossips about how hard life is, that bonds with others over shared misery, that version has to go into the fire. You cannot take your old personality into your new reality. They are incompatible. You cannot be the victim and the master at the same time. Gratitude is the fire that burns away the old self. When you are truly grateful, you cannot be a victim. A victim is someone who has had power taken away. A grateful person is someone who has acknowledged the power they have received. They are opposites. So when the doubt comes up, do not fight it. Do not wrestle with it. Just recognize it as the ghost of the old you passing through. Say to it, I see you, thank you for trying to protect me, but we do not live there anymore. And then, gently, firmly, return your focus to gratitude. Find the smallest thing, the breath in your lungs, the beat of your heart, the fact that conscious awareness exists at all. Use gratitude to incinerate the lack. Lack is a monster that feeds on your attention. Every time you worry, you feed the monster. Every time you check the bank account with fear, you feed the monster. Every time you complain to a friend, you feed the monster. It grows bigger. It casts a larger shadow over your life. Gratitude starves the monster. When you choose to appreciate what is present rather than obsess over what is absent, you cut off the food supply to your lack. Slowly, the monster shrinks. It loses its grip on your throat. The noise in your head quiets down, and in that silence, the new timeline can finally lock in. The gratitude loop takes over. You reach a point where you are not doing it to get something anymore. You are doing it because it feels good. You are doing it because it is who you are. That is the tipping point when you no longer need the manifestation to be happy. The manifestation rushes to you. Why? Because you are no longer pushing it away with the energy of needing. You are attractive because you are full, you are whole, And the universe loves wholeness. It rushes to fill the cup that is already overflowing. We have arrived at the final threshold where we must speak of permanence and stabilization. Many people have peak experiences. They go to a seminar, they watch a video, they meditate deeply, and they feel the shift. They touch the divine. But then Monday morning comes. The alarm rings, the coffee spills, the traffic is bad, and snap. They are pulled back into the gravity of their old life. The rubber band snaps back. How do you make the shift permanent? How do you move from visiting the state of gratitude to living in the state of gratitude? You must make it your baseline. It must become your atmosphere. This means you stop compartmentalizing your spirituality. You do not have meditation time and then real life. Your whole life is the meditation. Your drive to work is the practice. Your interaction with the cashier is the practice. Your response to the challenge is the practice. When you are stuck in traffic, do you revert to the old program of anger? Or do you take a deep breath and say, thank you for this moment of stillness. Thank you for this car that protects me from the rain. Thank you that I have somewhere to go. This is the training ground. The universe will test you. It will send you triggers. These triggers are not punishments. They are questions. The universe is asking, are you sure you have changed? Let us check. When you meet the trigger with gratitude instead of reaction, you pass the test. You stabilize the frequency. You tell the quantum field that this is not a mood. This is my identity. Deep down, you already know this. This information is resonating with you, not because I am teaching you something new, but because I am reminding you of something ancient. Your soul knows that it is a creator. Your soul knows it is connected to the infinite. The feeling of lack is actually unnatural to your spirit. That is why it feels so bad. It is dissonance. Gratitude feels good because it is the truth. It is the sound of your soul coming home. When you stabilize this vibration, you become a living prayer. You do not need to get on your knees and ask for things. Your very presence is an affirmation of abundance. You walk into a room and you bring the blessing with you. You become a generator of reality, not a consumer of it. Imagine a life where you wake up every morning and before your feet hit the floor, you lie in bed and feel the electric thrill of being alive. You say, thank you for what is coming today. I do not know what it is, but I know it is for me. You move through your day looking for the gold hidden in the dirt. You forgive quickly. You laugh easily. You trust deeply. In this state, the miracles stop being miracles. They just become normal. It becomes normal for money to show up. It becomes normal for people to be kind to you. It becomes normal for your body to feel vibrant. You have normalized the extraordinary because you have normalized the frequency of gratitude. You have collapsed the distance between you and the divine. You realize that the force you were begging for help was inside you the whole time. You are the projector. The world is the screen. If you do not like the movie, do not scream at the screen. Change the film in the projector. The film is your emotion. The light is your consciousness. Now we must consider the immense power of sustained focus. Why is it that so many people start this journey but so few finish it? It is because they do not understand the power of the plateau. They hit a moment where nothing seems to be happening and they interpret that silence as failure. But in the quantum realm, silence is not emptiness. Silence is preparation. Silence is the gathering of energy before the burst. Think of the bamboo tree. For 5 years it grows underground. You water it, you nurture it, and you see absolutely nothing on the surface. If you were judging by the evidence of your eyes, you would say the tree is dead. You would say your efforts are wasted. But underground, a massive root system is being built, a foundation strong enough to hold what is coming. And then, in the 5th year, the tree shoots up 80 feet in 6 weeks. Did it grow 80 feet in 6 weeks? No. It grew 80 feet in 5 years and 6 weeks. You are in the root building phase. Your gratitude is the water. Your trust is the sunlight. Do not dig up the seed to see if it is growing. That is what doubt does. Doubt exposes the seed to the harsh light of judgment before it is ready. Trust the dark. Trust the process. Trust that the universe is orchestrating a symphony of events that you cannot yet see. There are conversations happening right now about you that will lead to your breakthrough. There are funds moving through the banking system right now that are destined for your account. There are people packing their bags right now who are meant to walk into your life and change it forever. The coordinates are set. The destination is locked. The only thing that can cancel the trip is you. The only thing that can stop the delivery is if you change your frequency back to lack. So your only job, your single most important task, is to hold the line, hold the frequency. Wake up every day and recommit to the vibration of thankfulness. It is a discipline, yes. It is a practice, yes. But it is also the path to freedom. Imagine what your life would look like if you never complained again. Imagine if you took a vow of total appreciation. Every time something went wrong, you immediately looked for the lesson. Every time something went right, you amplified the joy. You would become a superconductor for miracles. Resistance would vanish from your field. You would flow through life like water, going around obstacles, always finding the path of least resistance, always moving towards the ocean of abundance. This is the state of flow that athletes speak of. This is the state of grace that mystics speak of. It is available to you. It is not reserved for the special or the holy. It is the birthright of every conscious being. You simply have to claim it. And you claim it not with your words, but with your feeling. You claim it with the silent, thunderous power of your gratitude. This is how you change the world. You do not change the world by fighting it. You change the world by changing your observation of it. When you heal your own perception, you heal the world around you. Your peace becomes a signal that calms the chaos in others. Your abundance becomes a permission slip for others to thrive. Your love becomes a beacon that guides others home. You are not just doing this for yourself. You are doing this for the collective. You are raising the vibration of the entire planet, one grateful thought at a time. This is the great work. This is why you are here. You are here to remember who you are. You are here to remember that you are a powerful, creative, eternal being who is intimately connected to the source of all things. So here is your invitation. It is not a challenge for 30 days. It is a challenge for the rest of your life. Are you ready to stop waiting? Are you ready to stop playing the victim of time? Are you ready to be the alchemist who turns the lead of daily struggle into the gold of divine appreciation? Look at your hands. Look at the room around you. There is so much to be grateful for right now in this second. Start there. Ignite the spark. Fan the flame until it becomes a bonfire that burns up every fear you have ever held. The water is here. The rain has come. Drink from the well of your own being. If you have felt a shift while listening to this, if you felt a remembrance stirring in your chest, then you are ready for the next step. This is not just entertainment. This is an energetic transmission, but the transmission needs a container to grow. If you are ready to expand your consciousness and step into your next quantum leap, subscribe now. Leave a comment below declaring your readiness and share this message with someone who needs to awaken. By subscribing, you are tuning your signal to this channel of truth. By commenting, you are anchoring your intent in the physical world. By sharing, you are circulating the energy of abundance. Welcome to your new timeline. The field is waiting for your command.